Gang, hey man, this is a banger. Ton of gold nuggets. You know what I mean? And you know I always put them extra gold nuggets towards the end. So make sure you watch this video to the very end. Share this with somebody who needs to see this. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Also join the CLG community 7-day free trial. You get 7 days for free. You get to test it out. You get to read the comments. You get to read what the other guys are doing inside of the group. You get access to the live Q&As. You get free one-on-one with me. Just send me a DM. And without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. I want to show that quick little clip because I wanted to show you the level of disrespect in that little clip is just unheard of. You know what I mean? In the back seat, making another man ejaculate and then laughing while filming the husband who's driving in the front seat. The level of disrespect there is just so insane due to the fact that her husband, the guy who decided to actually take her serious, the guy who decided to provide and protect for her, not only, you know, is she cheating, which is bad enough in and of itself. A girl cheating is like, you know, the worst thing that could possibly happen in my opinion. But they exist, right? But you know what I mean? It's not as bad as being that blatant with it where your significant other is in the front seat of the same exact car while you're in the back seat with another man helping him get off. You know what I mean? And I know some men are into that, and I know some men, you know, they enjoy, you know, the fact that their wife is getting handled and ran through by other men, and some men want to watch it and some men want to film it. But the fact that she was laughing, I don't think that was the case. I think she was laughing because of how clueless her own husband was. How he believes everything that she says. How she probably just said, oh no, he's just my friend. No, I'm just going to sit in the back with him. You know, whatever she said to this guy to make him believe her BS. Girls actually lose respect for men that are that gullible. Because women have no problem lying at all. Like zero. Like when women lie, like it doesn't even affect, well, it might affect them long term. Because if you lie too much, you start having mental health issues and things like that. And, you know, people think that you are something that you're not and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It'll break you down eventually because there's more psychological damage that happens to the torturer opposed to the person being tortured. This is how come men can walk around life just happy and on cloud nine, even though their girl is cheating, even though they're not making the proper money they should be making, even though they're getting ripped off, used and abused, they can still walk around extremely happy. They can still walk around extremely happy because ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? And what I mean by ignorance is bliss is, even if you read the Bible, what was the forbidden fruit? The forbidden fruit was the tree of knowledge. You got to understand, Adam and Eve were ignorant before they ate from the tree of knowledge. You understand? Because too much knowledge can lead to evil. You feel me? So God, with knowledge, you can see good and bad. See, before the knowledge came, you only could see good. It was ignorance is bliss. Nobody can do no wrong. This is wherein you what is it called? Utopia? Maybe I'm saying the word wrong. But at the end of the day, that's what it is for a lot of men. A lot of men walk around ignorant to female nature, and things like this happen to them. And even if you were to tell a man, because women are way better liars than men, if a woman does something, she will not get caught. You know what I mean? And if she does get caught, she will still lie. But here's the thing. Even if you were to tell your homeboy that your girl is getting around and your girl's getting off, because I was this guy back in the day. I remember this. All my boys told me my girl was lying to me, things like that. And I took her word over their word. And I was extremely mad at them. I was fighting with them. I was basically cutting them off as friends. I didn't want to be involved with them. But I stuck with my girl at that time. And she was doing everything that they said that she was doing. Probably even more. You know what I mean? But she definitely was lying with a straight face. She was a cold liar. And my mom used to pick on me about this when I was younger. Like, being gullible, stop being so damn gullible. And I used to be gullible. And I'm gonna be honest why I used to be gullible. Because as a kid, and still now, you know, I'll lie every now and again to a chick or whatever the case is if I feel like I have to. But for the most part, you know what I mean, I shoot people straight. But as a kid, I was gullible because I was so fucking honest as a kid. If I did something and my mom said, "Did you fight that boy?" I'd have been like, "Yeah." And she said, "Why?" He took my bottle, or he did something like this, or he was playing with me, or he was talking shit. And even though I get my ass whooped, I was very truthful as a kid. So the reason why I was so gullible is because I thought everybody else was truthful. See, I thought when people ask you questions, you're just supposed to tell them the truth. But that's just how I naturally was as a kid. It wasn't like nothing, you know what I mean? It was just in me, you know what I mean? That's just all I knew. I didn't know. I honestly did not know that, like, I knew lying existed, but like, I just had this weird thing where I took ass whoopings from my mom sometimes because I couldn't lie. Because what my mom would do is she would corner me and she would ask me hard questions. And instead of answering the question, if I knew I did it, it's either I'll freeze up and not answer at all, or I'll just tell the fucking truth. A lot of times I just be in fear and just freeze and just be like, I don't know what to fucking say because she gonna beat my ass regardless. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how I was brought up as a kid. So it made me gullible because I thought when I asked people questions, and especially when I asked them, like my mom would ask me questions like, "Did you take them cookies off that thing?" And I just look at her like, "Yeah," but knowing I'm finna get my ass whooped, and I get my fucking ass beat the fuck down. And that's just what it was. So when I would look at my girl, I'd be like, "My boys are saying that you're not a virgin. They not." I'd be like, "My boys are saying you're not a virgin. You are you lying to me?" And she'd be like, "No, baby, I am a virgin." She'll look me dead in my eyes, no hesitation, no stop, no thinking about it. Was just a flawless liar. So then I get mad at my boys. I'm like, "Bruh, she a virgin, bruh. Like stop coming at my girl like this. Like, ready to fight these niggas." Like, you know what I mean? Just cause, you gotta understand, back then, just cause I was soft around women, and I still was like, if I want to say I was soft with her, I still was like stern with her. Like, I was, at that time, high school, early high school, my first football game ever, let's just put it like this. My first time ever playing football, I played tackle football later than the rest of the kids. The rest of the kids, they played at 6. I didn't start playing tackle football till 10. We had a military coach. All he cared about was pain and suffering. That's how he taught us. That's how we growed up. So our head up drills was very long distances apart, and we would run full speed at each other and crack each other all day at practice. We had some of the sickest head up drills. I used to black out my first year. Like, I used to try to go against the toughest kid on our team. And when I say this dude was built like a horse, this dude was built like a horse as a 10-year-old. He had to cut weight to play on our football team. And the weight limit was 150. And he was all muscle. He had no fat. They would put him in the back of a car, put a trash bag on him, and make him sweat out all his weight. This kid would be crying going into football games, 100-degree weather, and still score 5 touchdowns. Nobody could tackle him. So my dumb ass would they'd be like, who want to go head up against? His name was Toe, right? His nickname was Toe. His brother name was Head. The reason they called him Toe and Head was his brother was built like a horse, but his brother was bigger than him. But his brother was just very dominant. Like, his brother was a mean motherfucker. So his brother would strictly run straight ahead. His brother never had any juke moves. His brother would strictly run straight ahead and just truck anybody in his way and score touchdowns like that. So they called the brother Head because he used to truck everybody. But I never played against his brother. His brother was older. He played on the other Pop Warner teams. They called the little brother Toe because Toe, he would truck you too, but Toe had a little bit more finesse. Toe was the better running back. Toe would juke you, truck you, stiff arm you, throw you off. He had every move in the bag. The kid could do everything. But he was just as strong as his older brother. He just didn't use it as often. His brother was like a ram. His brother got the ball and ran like a fullback. Full speed, anybody got in his way? Bam! You hear the noise. Truck him, keep going. Anybody else come up? Bam! You hear the noise. It'll be like a gunshot every time. But his brother was looking for contact. Toe was like, he'll truck you if he had to, but you never know what he gonna do. Like, the way he used to do kids, like, it was nasty. He'll truck you if he had to. He'll throw your ass off. He'll stiff arm you. Whatever he had to do, to score a touchdown, he'll do it. You know what I mean? And he was fast. So he had it all. So those are the nicknames of these two kids. So the guy on our team was Toe, but he was just as powerful as his brother. So in the head up drill, there is no juking. It's a head up drill. That's the name of the drill. So this nigga would hit me so hard, and I was nowhere near 150, bro. I was so skinny and little back then. I was skin and bones. This nigga hit me so hard I would black out. That's how tough this kid was. So this is how they was preparing me my first year of ever playing football. So come to my first game, right? Because I thought every team was preparing like this. I thought every team was just pure violence because we had a military. It was a short white dude who was really, really stocky. And he just was a mean white dude. Like, he just was all about violence and pain. Like, he ran our team very militant. And I thought every team was hitting like this. So my first play of my first game was a kick return, and I'm blocking for toe. The first kid I ever hit, I broke his ribs. The first kid I ever hit that was on the other team broke his ribs on the first play. This is how I was and I'm skinny, but all we knew was full speed. I'm used to running against this demon. So I thought everybody was a demon. So when we played other teams, they were so soft. Like, and I remember it. I'd be like, bro, these dudes is so soft. Like they don't hit hard. Like I would hit a kid and they'll cry. Like I remember, like I would just full speed, bam, and you hear the noise, like tackle him, whatever. He'd be like, like crying and stuff. I'm like, what? These kids crying? Like, I'm like, nigga, we like I get hit harder than that in practice. So I wasn't soft around men, but around women, I was really fucking soft, and I believed them, and it was just a lot of like, and this is happening in the real world to this day. There are guys that are very intimidating and really can, and I don't think you guys understand this enough. Different people born in different environments are just tough as fuck. Like, there's levels to toughness, right? So I didn't know I was tough because it was the norm to be violent, the way we was brought up playing football. So I was always a hard hitter. They used to get mad at me in college for hitting so hard. Like, in practice, they'll get mad at me. Like, my teammates got mad at me. We would do like head up drills, but in college it's supposed to be like a touch drill, but I don't know nothing else but go hard. So my teammates in college would get mad at me and tell the coaches, they'd be like, bro, he goes too hard in practice, bro. This is what the shit I was hearing in my college. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? But this is all I knew because this is the environment. This is how I thought football was played. I thought it was because this is Florida. So Florida football is played fast and extremely aggressive. At least the area that we was, at least the team that I was brought up in. So in other cultures, like the Khabib situation, right? I knew Khabib was going to go undefeated in the UFC. I knew Conor couldn't do nothing with Khabib. I knew I wanted Conor to beat Khabib. But I just knew when I heard about this guy's upbringing, I was like, there's nobody that can handle these guys. Especially not Khabib. If this kid was really wrestling with bears as a kid and his dad was putting him through that level of violence, right? It's easy to see it on the camera and be like, oh, that's cute, a kid wrestling a bear. Bruh. If you know the way that your body got to adapt to wrestle something that strong and aggressive, his body's just different, bro. Like, it can't compare. Like, no regular human can compare to how they trained in those mountains when they was younger. There is no regular human being that can compare to what they had to do, what they call an average day. Another human being would think that was the worst day of their life. They would think they went to hell and back, and that's an average day for training for them Khabib guys. You understand where I'm coming from? So there are people from different backgrounds that are just like that. But here's the thing. You can have that person from that background and they can still be soft, or they can still not know female nature. Does that make sense? Now, today in America, most guys are actually raised to be soft. There is no violence. There is no fighting. There is no toughness. I was listening to a girl, especially the ones that's raised by women. I was listening to a girl the other day, and she found out, we was talking, whatever the case is, beautiful girl, you know, I ended up making out with her, all that crazy stuff. And we was talking, and one of the things when she found out that I used to play football, because she was like, oh, what sports did you play? I said, oh, football. She's like, American football? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, I would never put my kids in American football. Way too many concussions. Way too many. It's like, my kids can only play tennis, soccer, and basketball, not even boxing. So I'm like, in my head, I ain't say nothing to it because it, you know what I mean? Ain't no need to challenge that because I don't really care because I'm not going to have kids with this girl anyway, so it don't matter. But in my head, I'm like, this is why when men are raised by women, they are naturally soft. They don't want nothing to, like the woman doesn't want, they want to protect that little boy as if that boy is a girl. Not knowing that if you coddle that little boy early, that little boy is going to grow up soft. Now, luckily for me, which was sad, is a lot of my turmoil and a lot of my pain happened when I was young. Which it was sad because when you're young, you feel everything 10 times more. Now that I'm of age, it's shit that I can just roll off my shoulders. It don't even bother me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm so much more chill now than when I was younger. When I was younger, I was so hot-headed. Like, I was so quick. I was so, like riled up. My emotions were so strong when I was young. You know what I mean? Any little sign of disrespect, I would take it personal, super personal. You know what I mean? I would have migraines when I was younger. I don't get those no more. I used to wake up with puddles of blood just from my nose. My nose would just randomly bleed forever. And my whole bed would be filled with blood. I'd be like, damn, did I get shot? And it just was a nosebleed that just started. Like, I used to get a bunch of those too. So like, I don't know. When I was younger, I just was going through like a lot, but I didn't even know. I thought that was normal. You know what I mean? Like I just thought that was just everyday life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just thought this is how men was raised. But the reason that I tell you guys all of that is because getting back to this video that I'm showing you, where this lady is so down on her husband, right? She sees him as so much less than her, to the point where she can comfortably make another man come in the back seat while her husband is driving and laughing about it and filming it. That's one of those signs of disrespect that even me now wouldn't even be able to handle like that. You feel me? Even like the version of myself now, the calmer, cooler version of myself today, wouldn't even be able to handle that level of disrespect. If I ever heard something in the back seat and I even thought they was getting touchy back there, both of you guys can just walk out of my life. Like, I'm stopping the car, both of you guys get out. You feel me? And if the dude want to get buck, hey, we can end this shit tonight. You get what I'm trying to say? Both of y'all get out the car. Ain't no home for you, honey. You feel me? There's no more home for you. All that's getting packed up and kicked out. Matter of fact, I might even just sell the house. I don't even want you to know where I'm at. You feel me? It's like that. Very hard decisions will be made in a very short period of time if somebody can do that level of disrespect. And the reason I want to show you that video is because this is what women think of men who are gullible. They don't look at themselves and say, damn, I gotta stop lying. That's not what women do. Women, they accuse men of being narcissistic, but they are the most narcissistic in most cases. Way more narcissistic women than men, in my opinion, and I've met both genders. Now, when a man is narcissistic, they could be really dark. Let's not get that twisted. You know what I mean? You know, hey, narcissistic men, oh, they can be very dark. Like, I've met some narcissistic dudes. They lie about everything. I had an ex-business partner was trying to take my business, was trying to take my bank accounts. He was trying to get access to a lot of stuff, and I just kept turning his ass down. 'Cause I'm a real one. You feel me? So nigga was asking me, he said, hey man, what's your bank password? You know, since we partners. I was like, nigga, get the fuck out my face, nigga. Like, I was checking his ass early and often, so he couldn't really get much out of me. The only thing that nigga could get out of me was a Instagram page password, and then when we fell out, he tried to take that shit. But it's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about an Instagram page, nigga. Like, what the fuck? That nigga didn't have access to nothing. That nigga would always ask me, say, man, what's the password to this? I'm like, nigga, you asked me the password to something else. I know something. He said, but we partners. No, the fuck we ain't, nigga. I put up all the money for this business, nigga. You just along for the ride. You better be glad I'm paying you what I'm paying you, motherfucker. and then he'll go back off and walk off or whatever the case is. But he was a very narcissistic person, a liar, tried to manipulate. He was extremely dark, you feel me? But he also had a whole bunch of mental health issues, tons of them. Like he had severe depression, severe anxiety, because he was a massive liar. You get what I'm trying to say? So usually if you dealing with somebody that's like that, you feel me? Dudes can be master manipulators too. I don't believe there's as many guys that are as narcissistic as women. I think there's a lot more narcissistic women. But the few guys that are dark are really dark. But here's the thing. Women think that all guys are dark because women have this dilemma where they get hit on 50 times a day and they still manage to choose the worst guy. So what happens with women is they think that the majority of men are extremely dark because they keep choosing the dark ones. The ones that keep getting in their draws are the ones with the dark triad traits. So because they get hit on 50 times a day and they don't even give all the other good guys a chance because those guys are boring, they turned them off, whatever the case is. And then the guy who's dark, who's a massive liar, who lies better than her, who can manipulate her better than she can manipulate men, who's just 10 steps ahead of her. Like, you know what I mean? This is who she decides to date. And then when she decides to date this guy, because he's so fucking good at telling her what she wants to hear and so good at manipulating her and so good at fucking, you know what I mean? Just fucking, he's 10 steps ahead. You know, he's playing chess, she's playing checkers. She's a lying piece of shit too. But the thing is, he's better at it. So this is the guy she gives a chance to. And because she has very little experience with good men, because she turns them down immediately. Because you gotta understand, when a woman gets hit on 50 times a day, what ends up happening is she starts weeding out men at very, 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 very high levels. Like extremely high levels. She weeds out. So the only one that can actually meet her standards is a liar in most cases. Or somebody who withholds information, which I tell guys, you don't got to be a liar. In the CLG community, I teach guys how to master the art of 80-20, 90-10, whatever. And if you want to know what that is, jump in the CLG community free trial, whatever the case is. But I just tell the guys, you don't got to be a liar. You just got to withhold information and then allow her mind to believe whatever the fuck it wants to believe. So I try to teach guys the most ethical way to get women in the modern day world, right? Now, a woman will try to even make that a bad thing because women are fucking crazy. They're insane. A woman will be like, well, withholding information is the same as lying. That's the same as lying. No, the fuck is not, bitch. What you do is lie. But see, what the woman wants, she wants you to put everything on the table so she can disqualify you. She wants you to say everything, put everything on the table so she can disqualify you. So it's actually like it's the biggest scam on the planet. Women are the master scammers. They try to gaslight you for being a liar, or they try to gaslight you for withholding information or shit like that, which I'm more of a withhold information type of guy. But there are some guys, and the reason I say I'm more of a withhold information type of guy, because first of all, it's not immoral to withhold information. And second of all, just because somebody asks you a question, that doesn't mean you have to fucking answer it. Like, I don't know, why women think, bitch, I'm a princess. Every question I ask you, you better answer it, bitch. Like, I don't have to answer the fucking question. I have every right not to answer your fucking question, you stupid bitch. And that goes for any human being. The Fifth Amendment is the Fifth Amendment. I have the right to remain silent. That is actually my amendment. I have the right to not talk to you, motherfucker. So what women think they think they fucking FBI detectives. Here's the thing though. A woman will shame you for being honest. For telling her the truth. Meanwhile, while she's a lying piece of shit. They do it all the time. A woman will consistently lie to you. But then she'll try to shame you if she catch you in one lie. But then when you get to know her and you 80-20 her and then you realize, hold up, you lied about this when you first met me. Oh no, I mean, well, no, well, now it's, I said, hold up. So you tried to get on me about something, but you was lying the whole fucking time. You tried to get on me for withholding information, but you was lying. You did something worse than withholding information. And then when you put that logic on them, oh, you should see the way these bitches dance. You should see the way they wordplay is. They got some of the best wordplay on the fucking book. No, well, that wasn't really a lie. That was really this. Shut the fuck up. Shut that shit up. So the reason why they end up with the liars and the dark triads and the narcissist and all of this stuff like that is because their standards are so high, no real actual man that they meet will actually live up to them. The only person that can kind of live up to it is a liar. They set their standards so high that the only people that can actually live up to that shit is a dark triad motherfucker or a liar. Because they weed out all the good men. So he gotta be a fucking liar or a dark triad for it to make sense. Unless you CLG. Now when the CLG way is you can still get pussy at a high percentage and you can still feel good about yourself and still keep your moral your moral context because you're not playing her game. See, what the liar and manipulator does is he still is in her world. He's telling her what she wants to hear. Now he might get the pussy, but the thing is, once she finds out that he lied, what happens is she loses respect for him. So he better hope he lied so damn much where the respect is so high, because if she catch you in a lie, what happens is she feels like the fact that I caught him in a lie means he wasn't man enough to tell me straight up because he didn't feel like he was worthy. The best way to play it and to keep everything solid, and I'm giving you guys some gold nuggets for the guys that stick around. The best way to play it is to tell this bitch what it is and stick to what it is. If she say, oh, and she asks you a question that you don't want to answer, you be like, nah, man, I'm not answering that. Why are you not answering that? Why are you not answering that? What do you did it? I'm like, bro, next topic. That guy, she still will keep high respect for. She's like, well, you must be hiding something if you don't want to answer it. Next topic. Didn't I just say I'm not answering? Why you staying on that topic? Let's talk about this. Or ask another question. Or move it somewhere else. That guy actually has more respect for her because he's dominant enough to tell her, bitch, I'm not playing your game. We playing my game. You don't got to say it in a negative way. You don't got to be mean to her. Be like, nah, bitch, I ain't answering that question. Like, you ain't got to do it like that. But your word got to be firm and you got to stand on it. And you ain't got to lie to a bitch. Because if you tell her that you ain't answering that shit, you ain't answering that shit. Fuck that bitch. Straight up. If you rolling with me, we doing it my way. And if you not doing it my way, bye-bye. I'm not a pussy fiend. I just posted something in the CLG community. It's a girl that a lot of guys would happily enjoy sleeping with. This hoe was damn near throwing me the coochie, and I happily, like, I set it up in a way, like, if ever Slow Tuesday, I set it up in a way I can go over there, worst case scenario, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, I basically turned the shit down. I easily followed the process with the chick and knocked her down sometime this week if I wanted to. But I don't want to. You feel me? I'm not a pussy fiend. I'm just not. I actually turn down more pussy than I get. Because I done slept with so many girls that are my type. Which, that's the real true win to me. Because there was a time where in the past, I would sleep with some girls that wasn't my type. I'll get them through the process. I have them sucking me up, whatever case is. A lot of the times, there was nothing wrong with the girl. It's just the fact that she wasn't my type. Like, it just felt like a wasted nut to me. Nothing was wrong with her. Her pussy smelled good, whatever the case is, you know. Whoever, if she was somebody's type, he would truly enjoy her. I just can't enjoy this bitch because she's not my type. It's just something that's throwing me off about her. So because she's not my type, I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste her time. I'd rather not nut than to nut in a bitch that I don't like. That's how I roll. You get what I'm trying to say? That's my motherfucking moral compass. That's how I do things. Because I've done it before and I don't like that feeling. I feel like it's just a wasted nut. To me, you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, I'd rather do semen retention to get that bitch some my nut. It's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of STDs and shit like that. I had one STD a long time ago, and it was chlamydia, which that's common. Tons of people had that. But it's one of the reasons why when I get tested, I don't get STDs, because I'm so fucking picky. Like, you know what I mean? I have a specific type, and if the girl ain't falling in line with that type, I don't want the bitch. But it also lowers my odds to get more pussy, because my skill has to be on point, because I'm not going to run into a lot of girls that's my type. And then when I do run into the girls that's my type, I got to be able to fucking execute. I got to be able to get this motherfucker through this goddamn process. You feel me? I got to be able to, you feel me? Stay persistent with that shit. Keep her in a drip campaign if she don't want to come out the first night or whatever the case is. I got to stay on this bitch ass, because I know when I do link up with her, I know it's going to be a good time, because the bitch my type. That makes sense? She's my type, so I know we going to have a good time. So that's where I'm coming from with it. And I know I be going on these rants and stuff like this, but like I said, I be throwing these gold nuggets in for you guys, because I really want you to truly understand, like, women, like, trying to play it the right way, bro. These women, they hate you for it. They hate you for being a good guy. They hate you for being gullible, easily manipulated. They don't hate themselves for being liars. They don't hate themselves for lying to you. They hate you for believing their lie. A bitch will, and guess what? Here's what you got to understand about women too. They will never stop testing you. See, some guys, they can hold their frame early on, but then as they got some pussy from the bitch, they starting to feel attached to the bitch. It's they type, whatever the case is, they start breaking down. They start fucking breaking down. They start going back to lover boy. They start caring too much. They start making mistakes. They start losing their frame. They start losing their masculinity. They start compromising a lot more than they should. They start losing it. And this is why they can't stay. This is why a girl can't stay with them long term. I have a homeboy. He gets a ton of initial attraction. Probably after 1 or 2 times of sleeping with a chick, a lot of times she don't stay around after that. And he can't explain why. He be like, damn, bro, these girls keep leaving. I say, well, first off, I mean, you pretty solid when you first meet a chick. You know, he's really good at keeping his care down for the most part when he first meets a chick. But after he get on that ass and he go to telling me, man, her ass was so fat, bro. It was way bigger. Like, it was big with the jeans, but god damn, it was so perfect. This and this. He started telling me like that. I said, oh, it ain't gonna last long with this bitch. He love this bitch. See, me, I be knocking down big booty bitches like that too. And yes, in my head, like, when I'm fucking them, I feel like I'm falling in love with them. It's like, I feel like when you fucking girls your type, bro, it's a different game. I know a lot of guys, they getting pussy and they fucking girls and them bitches booger whoops. If you fuck a bitch that's your type, nigga, it's a different world, bro. It's a different world. It's so hard to fight that lover boy. So when you in the coochie and you flipping this bitch and she doing what you tell her to do, and you just fucking wrecking the pussy and you gripping on the shit you want to grip on and shit like that, you feel like you falling in love with this bitch. But after that nut, you gotta snap out of it, bro. You gotta snap out of it. You feel me? You gotta tell yourself, I don't love this bitch, I just like this bitch a lot. You feel me? You gotta fucking keep that care turned down. The moment that care is turned up and she can feel it, nigga, you cooked. You cooked. My homeboy going through that shit right now with this bitch. He can't even leave this bitch. And she knows it. She treat him like shit. And then she does shit like she'll go out, turn her phone off, won't answer. I'm like, bro, where's she at right now? He's like, I don't know, bro. She went out. I'm like, okay, when she coming back? It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. He's like, I don't know. She turned her phone off, bro. She not texting me back, nothing. She went out. She's out till 4 a.m. She's not texting you. Like, what the fuck? Because she knows she got that nigga by the balls, bro. So, you feel me? Like, the disrespect is crazy. Every time he go on the trip, she be like, I guess we're broken up while you're gone. Because he's a businessman. He got money to make. So she'll text him. She'll be like, I guess we're going to be broken up for this time period. And I'll be like, why you let this girl treat you like this? He'd be like, bro, her ass is so fat, bro. She's so fucking hot naked, bro. The pussy's so good, bro. See, nigga, you falling in love, bro. And she know you falling in love. And think about it. This bitch is a bum. This bitch got no, like, she live with her parents. Her mom is on food stamps. This bitch ain't making no fucking money. All she got is a fat ass, and she go to the gym from time to time. She smoke weed, she pop pills. She's not nothing to be fucking falling in love. She was a whore. She probably still is one. She probably fucking niggas on the side. That's why she ain't fucking coming home to like 5 a.m. And first of all, it ain't even her house. She just fucking spends the night at your fucking house. You the one with all the money. You the one with all the motherfucking clout. You the one with everything. And you let this fucking bimbo bitch boss you around, talk down to you, and she has nothing to offer but a fat ass and some good pussy. And I'm not gonna lie, I seen pictures of the bitch. The bitch bad. I'm not gonna lie. This is a bad bitch. She's bad as fuck. A Russian big booty bitch. But at the end of the day, how the fuck she wearing the fucking pants? Because she know that you weak for that pussy. See, even me clapping that big fat donkey booty bitch, she still gonna know who the fuck runs shit. I tell that bitch to get the fuck out of my house. Hey, you gotta slide. But, hey, get out. She not gonna be used to a nigga treating her like that, because when she throw that fat ass at people, they usually fall for it. They usually admire that big old fat ass, that good pussy. You feel me? And she letting that nigga fuck her in the ass. Nasty little freak bitch. But I always gotta warn that nigga. Who taught her that though? You know what I mean? This bitch so open to anal. Who broke her in, nigga? It wasn't you. Somebody else broke that ass in. Somebody else broke that bitch in. Somebody else is probably still catching this hoe while she ain't coming home 4 o'clock in the morning and fucking not, her phone is off. Nigga still dipping in that ass, bro. So be careful, man. The disrespect out here, especially from the women to the men, is at an all-time high. But if you guys want to go about it and you want to listen to mainstream media, you want to keep doing what they keep teaching you, it's going to keep getting worse. These women have no respect for these guys that are gullible. They don't look at themselves and be like, I'm the liar. They look at you as a bitch because they say, why you so gullible? And they so good at making it believable when they say shit. So they want to look at you. They're going to look at you and they're going to hate you for being gullible. They're not going to hate themselves for being liars. You got to stick with me in these videos, bro. I'm dropping gold for you guys. So if you haven't done so already, man, join the CLG community 7-day free trial. I should have the links to buy the tickets up tomorrow, actually. So we're going to do a live event. We're going to do Miami. We're going to help you guys in person get your thing right. I'm trying to make the tickets as affordable as possible, but I got to buy a lot of stuff too. Like, I got to realize I got to fucking rent out a space. I got to buy like event staff. I got to fucking check people in. Like, that shit ain't going to be cheap. So it's like, I'm trying to make it as affordable as possible for you guys. And then for my COG guys, I'll teach you guys how to get the cheapest rooms, the cheapest hotels, all that stuff like that. At least I'll teach you what I do to get the cheapest rooms, hotels, rentals, things like that. So that you guys can have a fucking blast down in the South Beach, Miami area. After you buy the ticket, the location is not going to be there. After you buy it, you're going to get an email of the location. You know what I mean? As we get closer to the event. So you're going to get an email of the location. Just understand it's going to be in the South Beach area. So get your hotel down there, whatever the case is. You'll have the dates. And it's going to be a time. So if you aren't in the CLG community, it's going to cost double. All right? So if you just want to come to the event and you don't want to sign up for the CLG community, it's going to cost you double. You know what I mean? But it's going to be cheaper before the 15th. And then after the 15th, it's going to double again. The prices are. So if you really want to get in early, you know what I mean? Buy the tickets before the 15th of this month, November. And I can't wait to see you guys inside. And like I said, for the CLG community, link is in the description. Link is in the comments. Jump in so that you can get access to the cheapest ticket possible. You get what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, I'm out.